taking Dirty Jobs on the road. It's back. People cannot get enough of this show. I was just in Atlanta over the weekend visiting my grandfather, and people were still talking about jobs that you exposed the country to, that you shared with the country that we never knew existed.
Yeah, I mean, that was our mandate. You know, we went to every state half a dozen times. We did 300 different jobs, and to this day, everywhere I go is a reminder of something grimy or slimy or great or disgusting or funny or ridiculous or unforgettable. It's been an amazing ride.
But let's talk about the real star in your life. Scott and I are in love with your mom, Peggy.
Yes.
Best-selling author, scene stealer. How is Peggy?
Well, she's insufferable. You know, she's living the dream. You know, she's got agents and managers and publicists now. You know, she's I'm so proud of her. She's 82 years old. She's written her second New York Times bestseller. She now writes every single day. She completely reinvented her life about 5 or 6 years ago and just decided she was going to be. Michael, I've given it a lot of thought, and I'm going to be a best-selling author. What do you think about that? I think it's great.
Exactly. And then she made it happen.
And she must be so proud of all the jobs you've had throughout your career. Was QVC host, was that on a dare?
Actually, it was. I was drinking a beer in the Mount Royal Tavern dressed as a Viking during the intermission of an opera called Der Ring des Nibelungen back in 1989. And the bartender, I thought he'd have the football game on, but he was watching QVC. He's a big guy in a shiny suit selling pots and pans. And I said, oh, I could do that. He said, no, you couldn't. I said, yeah, I could. So we had a friendly bet, and I went down to audition. They had an open call the next morning at the Marriot in Baltimore, and they hired me on the spot.
Did you sell a lot? How good were you?
I wasn't very good, but I was very honest. You know, I was fired 3 times from QVC over the years, and I had the midnight shift. And so I was constantly trying to describe products I didn't understand to viewers that were typically either kind of bombed or just, you know, insomniacs. And so I had a very weird show on QVC.
Yeah, you said if you can talk about a pencil for 8 minutes in the middle of the night, then you might be on to something.
Well, that was the audition. The guy literally rolled a pencil across the desk, said, pick it up, start talking about it, and don't stop until I tell you to. And he turned on a camera, and 8 minutes later, I was still talking. And that's how they hired you in those days. Because
wait, Mike, give us a little nugget. Pick that up right there and just give us 15 seconds of what we're looking at.
Well, if this were a pencil, I would simply tell you, is it really a pencil, or is it the key to the future of your life? I mean, is it the thing you wrote your first love note with? Is it the thing that Einstein somehow figured out the theory of relativity with? At a glance, it's yellow. But it's not just yellow. It's the perfect shade of canary yellow to pop out of the drawer and attract your attention. When you're looking for that pencil, you don't have to root around for it. You know, those ridges on the side, they're there to make it fit comfortably in the crook of your hand.
Hire this man.
Wait, I'm not kidding. I thought you were just going to say something about the lead. That was tremendous. I'm in. I'm buying.
It's actually not lead. It's graphite from Madagascar. And this is interesting. Study after study shows that graphite holds its point longer, especially in a number 2 format, which we all know is most desirable. The number 1 is fine, but the number 3 is too hard.
See, this is the skill you talk about parlaying into the many shows, the various shows that you've done. But we've read, and correct me if I'm wrong, that Dirty Jobs for you was kind of a tribute to your grandfather, who was a tradesman, and that all you really wanted to do at some point was to make him proud by going into a trade, and then Dirty Jobs came to be. Well,
it was actually my mother's fault. She called me. I was working at CBS at the time, hosting an entertainment program, you know, and my grandfather was 92. And she called me from Baltimore to say, you know, Michael, your grandfather's not going to be around forever. It would be amazing if before he died, he could turn on the TV and see you doing something that looked like work. So
Did he get to see you do all your jobs?
you saw the first one.
Is Mike the coolest man? Is he the most interesting man on the planet? What's that beer commercial? I'm looking, the way you're sitting, your background would win Room Raiders, like the voice, the confidence. Are you with me on this?
It's the voice. We got to get better mics, Kit.
Yeah, look at the way.
Right? He's got
like,
yes. So
cool.
Look, for a guy who I faked my way into the opera just to get my union card, wound up staying there for 8 years. How I got into home shopping was just couldn't be more random, but way leads on to way. And you guys know this. It took 20 years, but I eventually worked my way up to the sewer, and that's where I've been.
Wait, do you have an operatic voice? So I know you perform.
Senti il resto al pianto scende, re sacriamantio devi, le mie grazia ricevi.
We got a new GG on our hand. New great guest right there.
wait,
Just
Mike,
trying to keep the conversation lively.
You're sensational. I love this.
next level.
Well, thanks, Mike, so much.
Anytime, guys. I really appreciate it.
Good to see you, brother. Dirty Jobs Road Trips airs Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. on the Discovery Channel.